Control your mouth, mood, and money. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a certain magic in life when you learn to master three things: your mouth, your mood, and your money. It's a simple concept, yet profoundly life-changing. Let's start with the mouth. Every word you speak carries energy. Your words can heal, inspire, and uplift, but they can also hurt, destroy, and diminish. The key to mastering your mouth isn't about silence, but about intentional speech. Pause before you speak. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Is it kind? Will it make things better? Because once words leave your lips, they can never be taken back. Now let's talk about your mood. Emotions are a part of being human, but they don't have to control you. You have the power to decide how you respond, no matter what life throws your way. Yes, there will be bad days, moments of frustration, and times when you feel like the world is against you. But remember this, your mood dictates your momentum. A calm mind sees clearly, and a positive spirit attracts solutions. And finally, let's talk about money. Oh, money, a subject that's as sensitive as it is essential. Money isn't just a means to an end. It's a reflection of your values, your priorities, and your discipline. You don't have to be wealthy to master your money. You simply have to give it purpose. When you align your finances with your goals, you'll find freedom not just from debt, but from the constant worry that money so often brings. Your words shape your world. Let me tell you something, your words have power. They're not just sounds that come and go like the wind, they're seeds. And every time you speak, you plant something. You plant love, or you plant doubt. You plant hope, or you plant fear. The question is, what kind of garden are you growing? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Words? Just words. How much can they really matter? Let me tell you, your words are everything. Your words are the stories you tell about yourself, about your life, and about what's possible for you. If you constantly say, I can't, I'm not enough, or this will never work, guess what? You're right. Not because you aren't capable, but because you've already decided the outcome with your words. But what if you flipped the script? What if you started saying, I can? What if you started speaking life into your dreams, speaking strength into your challenges, and speaking love into the people around you? Let me tell you, the moment you do that, the world begins to shift, because your words don't just live in the air, they live in you. Think about it when you say, I am strong, even if you don't feel strong. Something begins to stir inside of you. When you declare, I am worthy, even if there's a part of you that doubts, you're planting a seed. And with time, with care, and with faith, that seed grows. Now, here's the thing. It's not just about what you say to yourself. It's about what you say to others. How often do we underestimate the impact of our words on the people around us? A simple, I believe, and you can light a fire in someone who feels like they're walking in the dark. A heartfelt thank you can make someone feel seen, maybe for the first time in a long time. But it works both ways. Words can hurt. Words can break. Some of you in this room are carrying scars not on your body, but in your heart because of something someone said to you years ago. And maybe they've forgotten, but you haven't. That's the power of words. They linger, they take root. So what do we do with that? We get intentional. We stop throwing our words around like they don't matter. Because they do. Every time you open your mouth, you're building something. The question is, are you building up or are you tearing down? And here's the thing about words, they're not just a reflection of your world, they create your world. If you keep saying, I'm tired, you'll stay tired. If you keep saying, I'm unlucky, opportunities will keep passing you by. But if you start saying, I am capable, I am resilient, I am ready, watch how the universe begins to align with those words. Mood dictates momentum. Let me tell you something, your mood is the engine of your life. It's the energy that drives your day. the force that fuels your dreams, and the compass that directs your choices. And here's the truth: if you don't learn to manage your mood will manage you. Now, I know life is unpredictable. Things happen. You wake up with a plan, and before you even pour your first cup of coffee, something throws you off track. Someone says the wrong thing. Something doesn't go your way. And before you know it, you're spiraling, frustrated, distracted, overwhelmed. And when that happens, your momentum stops dead in its tracks. But here's the good news: you are not your mood. Let me say that again: you are not your mood. You might feel angry, but you don't have to act on it. You might feel sad, but you don't have to unpack and live there. You might feel overwhelmed, but you still have the power to take one small step forward. See, your mood doesn't just dictate how you feel, it dictates what you do. When you're in a good mood, you move differently. You're focused, you're open, you're energized. But when you let a bad mood take over, it's like driving with the brakes on. You're working twice as hard, and you're not going anywhere. Let's get real for a moment. How many opportunities have you missed because you were in the wrong mood? How many conversations turned into conflicts because you let anger or impatience take the wheel? How many dreams have you delayed because you let fear whisper in your ear, "Not today"? I'm not saying you shouldn't feel your emotions. Feel them, honor them, let them move through you. But don't let them set up camp in your spirit. Don't let a temporary feeling make a permanent decision for you. Here's the secret: mood management is about choice. It's about deciding who you want to be in any given moment, no matter what's happening around you. You might not be able to control the chaos of the world, but you can always control how you respond to it. And when you do that, you take back your power. Some people wake up in the morning and let the first thing that happens set their tone for the day. The alarm didn't go off, bad mood. Someone cut you off in traffic, bad mood. But what if you decided that you were in charge of your tone? What if you chose to start your day with gratitude instead of grumbling? What if, no matter what the world threw at you, you said, "I'm not going to let this steal my joy"? Because here's the thing: your mood isn't just about how you feel in the moment, it's about the momentum you create for your life. A bad mood slows you down. A good mood propels you forward. And the best part, you don't have to wait for a good mood to find you. You can create it. Money reflects mindset. Let's talk about money. It's a loaded subject, isn't it? Money can bring you freedom, but it can also keep you trapped. It can be a tool for joy, but it can also be a source of stress. But let me tell you something: money itself is neutral. It's not good, it's not bad, it's simply a reflection, a mirror that shows you your mindset. Let me ask you, what does your relationship with money look like? Is it full of fear, where every dollar feels like it could slip away at any moment? Is it full of chaos, where you don't even know where it's going or how much is left? Or is it full of clarity, where every cent has a purpose and every decision brings you closer to your goals? Because here's the truth: your money is talking to you. It's showing you how much you believe in yourself, how disciplined you are, and how clearly you're thinking about the life you want to create. And if you're not happy with what your money is saying, it's not the money you need to change, it's your mindset. Now, let's break this down. Money is not just about numbers, it's about emotions. Oh yes, money is deeply emotional. It's tied to how we see ourselves, what we think we deserve, and what we're willing to work for. If you're stuck in a scarcity mindset, always worrying there's not enough, always bracing yourself for the next financial disaster, you're going to live your life in survival mode. And let me tell you, survival mode is not where abundance grows. But when you shift your mindset to one of abundance, everything changes. Abundance isn't about having $1 million in the bank. It's about trusting that there's always enough. It's about believing that you are capable of creating wealth, managing wealth, and growing wealth. It's about saying, I am worthy of financial freedom, and I am willing to do the work to get there. Here's something else to think about. Money doesn't solve problems. Mindset solves problems. You can give someone $10,000, but if their mindset is rooted in fear, impulsiveness, or confusion, that money will be gone before they even realize it. On the other hand, someone with a strong money mindset can take $100 and turn it into an opportunity. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how you manage what you have. Are you telling your money where to go, or are you wondering where it went? Are you investing in your future, or are you stuck in the cycle of instant gratification? These are the questions that reveal your true relationship with money. And let's talk about gratitude. Because let me tell you, nothing blocks abundance like a lack of gratitude. If you can't be thankful for the $20 you have today, don't expect to feel rich when you have $20,000. Gratitude transforms how you see money, and when you see it differently, you treat it differently. Silence is wisdom. Let me start with this. There is power in silence. Oh yes, there is power in silence. But we live in a world that doesn't want you to believe that. Everywhere you turn, there's noise, constant chatter, opinions flying left and right, the endless buzz of social media. Everybody's talking, but here's the question: who's really listening? See, silence isn't just the absence of sound. Silence is a choice. It's a decision to pause when everything in you wants to react. It's the strength to hold your tongue when the easy thing would be to say something you can't take back. And let me tell you, silence is not weakness. Silence is wisdom in action. Now, I know that silence can feel uncomfortable. We've been conditioned to fill every quiet moment with words, distractions, or explanations. But here's what I've learned in the stillness. That's where clarity lives. When you stop talking, you start hearing your own thoughts, hearing the truth in a situation, and sometimes even hearing what's not being said by others. How many times have you said something in the heat of the moment only to wish you could pull those words back? How many times have you jumped to respond only to realize later that what you said didn't serve you or the person you were speaking to? That's the lesson of silence. It gives you space to think, to breathe, and to ask yourself, what's the purpose of my words right now? Let's get real. Not everything needs your reaction. Not every opinion deserves your rebuttal. And not every situation requires your explanation. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let your silence speak for you. Because silence doesn't mean you don't have something to say. It means you're choosing to wait until the time is right. And let me tell you something else. Silence isn't just about what you hold back from others. It's also about what you give to yourself. Silence is where you connect with your inner wisdom, that still small voice that knows what you truly need. When was the last time you sat in silence, not scrolling, not multitasking, not planning the next thing, but just being? Silence teaches you patience. It teaches you restraint. It teaches you that not every battle needs to be fought with words. And here's the truth: when you're comfortable in your silence, you stop needing external validation. You stop feeling the urge to explain yourself to people who've already made up their minds. You stop wasting energy on arguments that don't serve your higher purpose. But don't mistake silence for passivity. Oh no, silence is not passive. Silence is intentional, it's active, it's strategic. When you choose silence, you're saying, I'm not giving this my energy right now. I'm reserving my power for something that matters more. And here's the thing about silence: it can shift a room. When you don't react the way someone expects you to, it forces them to sit with their own words, their own actions. It creates space for reflection. And sometimes that silence says more than any words ever could. Emotions need boundaries. Let me tell you something, emotions are powerful. They are the heartbeat of who we are as human beings. They make us feel alive. They connect us to others. They remind us that we're not robots, we're real, we're raw, we're human. But here's the thing, emotions need boundaries. Without them, emotions can take the driver's seat of your life. And honey, let me tell you, that's a wild ride you don't want to be on. Now, don't get me wrong. Emotions aren't bad. They're not something to be ashamed of or pushed away. Emotions are messages, they're signals. They tell us when something's right, when something's wrong, and when something needs our attention. But emotions are like water, they're meant to flow, not to flood. And if you don't set boundaries, they can overflow and drown your peace, your clarity, and your ability to move forward. How many times have you made a decision in the heat of anger or the depths of sadness only to look back and think, what was I doing? That's what happens when emotions are in control instead of you. Without boundaries, emotions will have you saying things you don't mean, doing things you regret, and holding on to things you should have let go of long ago. But let me tell you something beautiful, you are not your emotions. Oh no, you are bigger than that. Emotions are a part of you, but they don't define you. They don't have to dictate how you show up in the world. You can feel them without becoming them. Now, here's where the boundaries come in. A boundary isn't about shutting down your feelings. It's about saying, I see you, I hear you, but I'm not going to let you run the show. It's about learning to pause, to step back from the whirlwind of emotion and ask yourself, what's really happening here? What do I need to take from this feeling and what do I need to let go? Let's talk about anger for a moment. Anger is a valid emotion. It tells you when you've been hurt, when something's unjust, when your boundaries have been crossed. But if you let anger take over, it can destroy relationships, opportunities, and even your health. Boundaries say, I feel this anger, but I'm not going to lash out. I'm going to channel it into something constructive. And what about sadness? Oh, sadness will try to wrap you up like a blanket. And sometimes you need to sit with it. You need to let yourself feel the grief, the loss, the disappointment. But boundaries remind you that you can visit sadness without living there. You can feel broken without staying broken. Even joy, yes, joy needs boundaries because sometimes we get so caught up in the moment that we forget to think about the bigger picture. We overspend, overpromise, or overbulge, or overindulge, and later we're left picking up the pieces. Boundaries with joy say, I'm going to savor this moment, but I'm not going to lose myself in it. Here's the truth, emotions are temporary. They come and go like waves, but you are the ocean. The waves may rise, they may crash, but they will always settle. And when you set boundaries, you give yourself the space to ride the waves without being swept away. And let me say this, boundaries are an act of love. Love for yourself and love for others. Because when you manage your emotions, you show up as your best self, not just for you, but for the people who need you, the dreams you're chasing, and the life you're building. Wealth requires purpose. Let's get real about wealth. Everybody wants it, but not everybody knows what to do with it. Wealth isn't just about dollars in the bank or the things you own. Wealth is about freedom. It's about security. It's about options. But most importantly, wealth is about purpose. Because let me tell you, without purpose, wealth is just numbers. Here's the truth, money without direction doesn't last. Oh, it might feel good in the moment. You might get the car, the clothes, the trips, the lifestyle. But if your wealth isn't rooted in something deeper, something meaningful, it will slip through your fingers faster than you can imagine. Because wealth doesn't just need to be earned, it needs to be managed. And management starts with knowing your why. So let me ask you, what's your purpose for wealth? What are you building? What are you creating? Who are you helping? Because wealth that only serves you is small. Wealth with purpose. Now that's power. Here's the thing, wealth is a magnifier. It amplifies who you already are. If you're generous, wealth will give you the resources to be even more giving. If you're reckless, wealth will make your chaos bigger. If you're disciplined, wealth will multiply your impact. That's why it's so important to align your money with your values before you have it, not after. Let's talk about legacy. Legacy isn't just about leaving money behind, it's about leaving meaning behind. It's about planting seeds for the next generation, for your family, for your community, and for causes that matter to you. Wealth with Purpose asks, how can I use what I have to make the world a little better? A little brighter. But let me tell you, this purpose isn't just about giving, it's also about living. Wealth with Purpose doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your joy or your dreams. It means spending in alignment with what truly matters to you. It's about saying yes to the things that enrich your life and no to the things that don't. Now let's get practical. Purpose gives your wealth a plan. It's not enough to say, I want more money, more isn't a plan. Purpose asks, why do I want it? What will I do with it? How will it serve my life and the lives of others? And when you answer those questions, you start to see your money differently. Every dollar becomes a step towards something bigger, a dream, a vision, a goal. And let's be honest, wealth without purpose can destroy you. It can make you greedy, it can isolate you, it can lead you to believe that your worth is tied to what you have rather than who you are. But when wealth is connected to purpose, it grounds you. It reminds you that money is a tool, not an identity. Now let's talk about the fear, because for some of us the idea of wealth is scary. Maybe you've been taught that wanting wealth is selfish, or maybe you've seen wealth used in harmful ways. But let me tell you, wealth is not the enemy. The lack of purpose is. When you align your wealth with your heart, with your values, with your higher self, it becomes a force for good, not just in your life, but in the lives of everyone you touch. Here's what I want you to remember. Wealth with Purpose doesn't just change your bank account, it changes your mindset. It changes the way you approach life. It makes you intentional. It makes you powerful. And it makes you unstoppable. Balance is power. Let me tell you something, balance is not a luxury. It is not a nice to have, balance is a necessity. It is your foundation, your center, your strength. Balance is what keeps you standing tall when the winds of life try to knock you down. And make no mistake, balance is power. Now, let me be clear, balance doesn't mean everything in your life is equal. Oh no, balance is not about perfection. It's not about giving the same amount of time or energy to every part of your life. It's about knowing what matters most in the moment and aligning your energy with your priorities. It's about being fully present where you are while still keeping your eye on the bigger picture. Here's the truth: when you lose your balance, you lose your power. You can't pour from an empty cup, and you can't give your best to others if you're running on fumes. Some of you are out here trying to do it all, working long hours, taking care of everyone around you, chasing big dreams, but you've forgotten to take care of yourself. Let me tell you, that's not balance. That's burnout. But balance isn't just about rest, it's about boundaries. It's about knowing when to say yes and when to say no. It's about protecting your peace, even when the world around you is chaotic. Balance says, I can't be everything to everyone, but I can be everything to myself. Now let's talk about alignment, because balance isn't just about what's outside of you, it's about what's inside of you. Your mind, your body, your spirit, they all need to be in harmony. You can't be mentally sharp if you're physically drained. You can't feel spiritually grounded if your mind is full of clutter. Balance asks, how can I bring all parts of myself into alignment so that I can show up as my best self? Let's be honest, life is always pulling at you. There's always another task, another demand, another distraction. But balance is about finding your center in the midst of it all. It's about recognizing that you have the power to choose how you spend your time, choose where you put your energy, and choose what you allow into your life. And let me tell you something else. Balance doesn't mean you'll never fall. You will. Oh, you will stumble, you will trip, and sometimes you will crash. But balance is what helps you get back up. Balance says, I may have fallen, but I know how to find my footing again. Here's the thing, balance isn't static, it's dynamic. It's not something you achieve once and for all. It's something you work on every single day. Some days, balance looks like pushing yourself to finish that project, to reach that goal, to go the extra mile. Other days, balance looks like resting, reflecting, and recharging, and both are equally important. But balance also requires honesty. It means asking yourself, where am I giving too much? Where am I not giving enough? What do I need to let go of to make room for what truly matters? Because let's be real, you cannot carry everything. You are not meant to carry everything. Balance is about learning to let go of what no longer serves you so you can hold on to what does. And don't let anyone tell you that balance is weak. Oh no, balance is strength. Balance is saying, I will not let the chaos of life control me. I will not let the demands of the world drain me. I will stand in my power on my terms, in my time. Balance is where your power lies. So here's the truth we've been circling around this whole time. The power to shape your life is already in your hands. It's in the words you speak, the moods you allow, the way you manage your money, and the boundaries you set for your emotions. It's in your ability to connect wealth with purpose, to honor the wisdom in silence, and to find balance amidst the chaos. When you control your mouth, you speak life into your dreams. When you control your mood, you stay steady on your path. When you control your money, you unlock the freedom to live with intention. And when you set boundaries for your emotions, you claim the power to rise above the noise and focus on what truly matters. But let me tell you, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up every day with a commitment to live intentionally, to reflect your highest values in every choice you make. It's about building a life rooted in clarity, wisdom, and purpose. Because at the end of the day, you are the architect of your life. Your words, your mood, your money, your silence, your purpose, your balance, they are your tools. Use them wisely. Shape them carefully. And let them build a life that not only reflects your dreams, but inspires others to do the same. So as you leave here today, I want you to hold this truth close. You have the power to transform your life. It starts with small decisions, small shifts, and small commitments that, over time, create extraordinary change. Step into that power, claim it, and never let it go. Go out into the world and speak with intention, move with purpose, and live with balance. And remember, your best life is waiting, and it begins with the choices you make today. Thank you, and may you walk in your power always.